It is extra cold today, man. Damn. But we still gotta fly outside. You know what I'm saying? It's foggy, extra cold. Yeah, we gotta fly. We gotta fly outside. Rain no shine. Cause we gotta turn our numbers in, bro. You feel me? Rain, shine, foggy. It don't matter. I gotta zip my jacket up. So yeah, we're not gonna have a rock star today, man. Uh, shit, I don't think I'm gonna work out today either. I gotta focus on getting enough money to play my numbers. Cause yesterday I got caught slipping, and I went down there, and there was some fake homeless lady down there doing it, bro, flying the sign. And yes, we got fake homeless people like gypsies and stuff like that come around and pretend like they're homeless and go out there and fly a sign and shit. And I call them motherfuckers out, bro. Like, look, you motherfuckers are not homeless. You are not homeless. You out here faking the funk. Cause there's some good money to be made. That's why they come out here and do it. They'll bring their family out here and shit and post up like they're homeless. But really, they got a place to live and all that other stuff. And you make about at least $200 a day if you stay out here for 2 or 3 hours. That's $200 extra going into your bank account. You know? That's $200 extra. I gotta feed the seagulls, man. You know, they want to be fed. They looking at me like, oh, the food guy is here. The food guy here. They looking at you all strange and stuff. You know. But yeah, man, there's no getting around self-improvement, bro. There's no getting around competing with other men. You have to, man, for your legacy. You gotta compete with other men. That's why I turn my numbers in every single day. Because I know one day they're gonna hit, and then I'll be able to compete with every man out here. You feel what I'm saying? You know. You got to. There's no getting around it, man. You know what I'm saying? Or face the consequences, man, of not being able to start a family, being by yourself for the rest of your life. You know, a lot of guys are having the same problem that I'm having. You know, with women just slipping through your fingers like butter. You feel me? I know. You gotta make yourself valuable, bro, and not that easily replaceable. When you work on yourself, bro, when you improve yourself, you're making yourself irreplaceable. You know what I'm saying? Let a bitch know you can't replace me like that. I'm worth this much money, you know? Hold on 1 second. I'm irreplaceable. You feel me? That's all I got, man. You guys broke me. So I spend time and years building myself and gaining momentum. So that way, when I'm in the dating scene, I'm a force to be reckoned with. I cannot be easily replaced. Because when you're broke and you're average looking or above average looking or whatever, you're easily replaced. When Samantha Lee tried to leave Tyrese, she thought she can easily replace that guy. Until she got out there, she couldn't really, she couldn't really find nobody to replace him. And she fucked up, man. So now she's gonna stay single, probably for the rest of her life, even though she's very pretty and everything. Samantha Lee, that's her name. Tyrese's ex-wife. She couldn't replace Tyrese like that. The guy's worth $30 million. That's something that's very hard to find for a female, because he's part of the 20% of men that women deal with. So you can't just easily replace him like that. So that's with me, man. I spend years chasing jackpots, getting that money to the bank, making myself valuable. So she can't just easily replace me. You feel what I'm saying? Like before. When I think about it in the future, once I get the money in the bank account, I'm gonna be like, okay, now I got the money in the bank account. Now I'm not easily replaced. You feel what I'm saying? So when I go back out there, a bitch wanna leave me, I say, okay, go ahead. How many motherfuckers got a full bank account sitting on swole? How many motherfuckers got the bag out there? Who gonna take care of you like me? They can't easily replace you, bro. That's why you gotta spend years building yourself, chasing money, man. Not chasing women, And Boobs, she gave me a nice smile today. I feel it, man. That girl, she know how to do it, man. So no, there's no getting around that, man. Not without any severe consequences. You know what I'm saying? Like being alone for the rest of your life. Single for the rest of your life. You hear what I'm saying? Having a hard time getting sex. Those are the punishment for men who don't want to self-improve, bro. That's the punishment for you. Look, women punish men who don't want to self-improve themselves, bro. And they reward the motherfuckers who do. You feel what I'm saying? And what they reward themselves with? Plenty of sex, bro. The reward is a whole lot of sex. That's it. And babies. Kids. You get rewarded, bro. For your hard work and discipline, man. What's up with it? Yeah, Killcat X return, yeah. This year. Yeah. Yeah, he back. Killcat X is back. What's up with it, Captain Commander? What's up with it? Killcat X is back in full effect, too. Yeah. Back better than ever, stronger than ever. You know. There's no getting around competing with other men, bro. You can try that if you want to, but there's a consequence for that, for sitting back and letting the years go by without self-improving yourself. Like I said, once I get that bank account on swole, I hit a few jackpots, That'll be my years of discipline right there, paying off. You feel what I'm saying? And I take that money and I invest that shit in some wise stuff. You know what I'm saying? Investing my money wisely, and then I'll be valuable. And they can't just, I'm gonna kick him to the curb because he's, nah. Your life changed because you was around me. You know, when a woman sees her life has changed, when you're around, she's not gonna want to just kick you to the curb just like that, bro. You seen what happened with the baby, right? Remember that the baby, he was having a hard time getting his baby mama out of his crib. You see what I'm saying? He had a hard time getting rid of that female. He had to call the cops to remove her from his property, bro. Because she was like, I'm not going anywhere. And shit, give up my lobster, steak, and shrimp every a Friday and Saturday. Because you can't eat that shit every single day. And every Friday and Saturday, you know, my lobster, steak, and shrimp, my big screen TV, or whatever, how many inches they got, my movie theater inside my own home, my Starbucks outside in my backyard. Like Tyrese had a Starbucks, bro, in the backyard. You know, if that ain't competing with other men, I don't know what that is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is, you know. Man, you guys spending years chasing the bag, bro, and then eventually obtain the bag and compete with other men. And that's about it, man. That's about it. You ain't got nothing else to do but to compete with other men, bro. Chase everything, bro. You know, chase all kinds of bags, bro. Like, be on the grind for years at a time, building yourself. You feel what I'm saying? And then gaining momentum too, because as the years go by, you're gaining momentum, bro. You're getting bigger and bigger. You're swollen. You're improving. You know what I'm saying? You're not staying in one spot. You feel me? The whole entire day. Or the whole entire time. You know, he didn't succeed. He let like 8 years go by, bro, without even doing anything. You hear what I'm saying? And the years go by quick, bro. Life is short too, man. So if you're like complaining, or if you're wondering how long it's gonna take you to get there, don't even trip about how long it's gonna get there. Just keep your eyes on the prize, and know that you're not going to be in your situation forever if you keep chasing the bag. That's why I keep telling you guys, don't worry about the time, how long it's going to take you to get the bag. Just keep your eyes, okay, keep your eyes on this. Okay, I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to be here for the rest of my life because I know I'm going through school or whatever. I'm building myself. Eventually, I got to get that degree. And eventually, if I keep going, putting effort into it, I'll get that degree. And I'll be better than before. You feel what I'm saying? Instead of just letting 8 years go by, 10 years go by, 27 years go by and not do a damn thing. You will be punished for that, bro. Mr. 27 years, he's been punished. He's all the way done. You feel what I'm saying? Women have thrown him into the abyss, bro. You know what I'm saying? Women have thrown him into oblivion. There's no coming back from that, bro. Once women throw you into oblivion, it's over with, bro. You feel what I'm saying? And you can't say like, women, they ain't got no power. They can't punish you. Excuse me. They are the gateway to sex, bro. They hold the key to the gateway to sex. Without them, you can't have sex, bro. They got power. It is in between their goddamn legs, and they use it. And they pick who gets it, bro. You hear what I'm saying? You ain't got no power when it comes to getting access to sex, bro. They pick and choose who's getting in between those legs and who's not. That's why it's not cool to be fat. You know, I don't care if you sub 5. It is not cool to be fat. It's not cool to be chasing the bag for years at a time. It's not cool to not be doing that, bro. You see what I'm saying? You get rewarded with sex, bro, when you stay on your grind and achieve things. See, women, they pick the winners in the genetic lottery winners and shit, not just the winners financially, but the genetic lottery winners. Women are hardcore and driven to get the top guy, bro. Like, you feel what I'm saying? They seek the guy with the resources. They seek the guy with the height, the jawline. Chad and Tyrone, rich men with resources, or what I'm saying. You could be rich and be any looks range or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You could be a short bald guy, rich. Danny DeVito, motherfucker had, even though Danny DeVito is sub 5, still rich. He still got women though. That means whatever you do in life, bro, you gotta put effort into it. You can't afford to fail at it either. Like if you're going after an acting career, you can't afford to fail at it. You gotta do the best that you can do. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do the best that you can do, bro. That means you gotta get in there and you gotta act your ass off. You gotta make sure that the script, you gotta act that shit out, bro. Like, you got to put on an amazing performance. And through practice, you can achieve that. You just got to practice acting, and eventually you get better as you keep going along, bro. You feel what I'm saying? As you keep going along, you'll get better and better at your acting skills. I remember when The Rock first started acting, man. He was a horrible actor at first. But then as the years went by, he kept getting better at it. I was like, okay, you're getting better at acting, man. Because his first acting gigs, bro, I was like, man, The Rock, his acting skills are jacked up. But 1 year go by, 2 year go by, 3 year go by, 5 years go by, and he was better at it. So you keep doing something, bro, you're gonna get better and better at it, man. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of guys ain't got no self-esteem, man, because of their parents and shit, man. The loser parents, bro. You know what I'm saying? Taught that shit to you, bro. How to be a loser. I don't think I'm working out today, guys. I'm fasting, though. I didn't have no food this morning. It's very cold out here. Matter of fact, we're gonna what time is it? We're gonna work out later on when it warms up, when the sun come out. You know what I'm saying? But nah, you can't afford to be like not doing nothing your whole entire life, bro. That's why I try to get this shit engraved into some of you guys' head. Because some of you guys still ain't hearing me. You hear me, but you're not really listening. You're not really, how many niggas are on your grind right now since I've been talking that shit, man? You know what I'm saying? Did you start off a music career or a movie acting career? Are you, what are you doing? Now, some of you guys are going to the gym and shit. That's cool, but you're gonna need more than just body maxing, bro. Like, you're gonna need your money together too, man. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas, they can't afford to be not having their finances in order, bro. Like, you just can't. You can't. Women won't allow it, bro. You feel me? And then the ones who achieve things, they get to have families, man, and settle down and stuff, man. They get to procreate. They get access to sex on the regular, bro. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if you sub 5 or not. It's like you gotta fucking achieve things. So that means like go years at a time chasing something, man. Years, okay? Until you obtain that shit, bro. And then you will be rewarded, man, with coochie. But as long as motherfuckers are not achieving things, bro, them legs gonna stay closed. You feel me? You're not achieving anything in life, her legs gonna stay closed, man. You ain't gonna, you ain't gonna get nothing. You feel what I'm saying? And then the guys who try to like not compete, like they sit at home, play video games all day long, bro. That's gonna be their life for the rest of their life, man. They're gonna be alone, bro. He didn't succeed, short ball guy. They're doomed, bro. They're not competing. And short ball guy, he really needs to achieve things, man. He hasn't made a video in 10 days. I hope he out there competing because it's a jungle out there, bro. I hope he out there chasing the money. And like one of my subscribers said, man, the bag, some motherfuckers gotta understand, the bag is your only hope. Yeah, it is. It is. The bag is your only hope. You are not gonna get women. You feel me? Unless you get the bag. Short ball guy, I hate to say it, bro, but you gotta compete or you are finished. Okay? Your genetics in with you, brother. You feel what I'm saying? Just done, all the way done for. Completely finished. Yeah, let's get out of here. We're gonna go fly a sign right now. We're gonna go fly a sign because we gotta do it early. I'm not gonna work out, probably some later. We'll work out later. You know. I learned that the hard way, man, throughout life. You know, trying to lead with my looks throughout my 20s and getting to my 30s. I was still chasing hoes, but my finances wasn't together and they still not together. So I'm spending years working on that. And then I got a few girls taken away from me by guys who had their shit together. You feel what I'm saying? Thai girl, you know, and I'm pretty sure other women too, you know, that got taken away, you know. The hired guy, he will take your bitch, man. You know, if he got his money together and he pull up on your bitch and you ain't got your money together, you're finished, bro. He gonna take your bitch from you, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be like your best version of yourself. That's what they call it, right? And this shit is not easy. Being the best version of yourself, competing in this highly competitive dating market, it's not an easy thing, bro. You feel me? We're talking about years of chasing. 2 or 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Just building yourself. You know, not concentrating on how bad your situation is. Don't do that. Now on the holidays, it's kind of hard because you got everybody around you kissing and hugging and all that tender shit, you know what I'm saying, around the holidays. But you gotta spend time building yourself. That's what I'm doing right now. Hey, the moment I disappear from YouTube, you know what happened. You hear what I'm saying? You know what happened. So these guys out here, they're competitive like a motherfucker. But you gotta get with them, bro. You gotta get with their program, as they used to say back in the day. Back in the day, man, you know what I'm saying? They used to use the term, getting with you or something. You know what I'm saying? Getting with your program. You know, that means I'm gonna compete with you and I'm gonna get with you. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm gonna beat your ass. And I'm gonna take you off the square. I'm gonna take you off your square. But I do that through momentum building. You feel what I'm saying? Throughout years, I'm building momentum. And I'm getting more and more and more powerful as the years go by. That's self-improvement right there, man. You know, 5 years later, I'm self-improved completely. And I'm taking all niggas bitches, man. I'm taking your bitch because I fucking, throughout the years, I built momentum. You know, like a catapult, bro. You feel me? That catapult kept getting closer and closer to the floor. And then, when the time was right, wait. After years of doing that, I cut that rope, and I can send that fucking boulder or whatever that's in whatever's in the catapult. I can send that motherfucker to Antarctica. You feel what I'm saying? Cut that rope, bam. But I can't do it right now because I'm not at the floor yet. You know, because when you're winding the catapult backwards, it's getting closer to the floor. So you could closer to the floor. I mean, it's gonna take years to get close to the floor, right? But once you get close to that floor, and it's all the way to the fullest, back, going backwards to the floor, and then when I cut that rope, pull, bust out. You know what I'm saying? That shit go far, bro, because I spent years winding that shit backwards to the floor. It's like a catapult that shit all the way to Antarctica. Like, he spent years doing that shit, bro. It took years, but I finally got that motherfucker. I'm finally competing with you motherfuckers. And I come out in the public, I'm gonna tell you niggas touch me, you know what I'm saying? I'm a multi-millionaire pulling up, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You better watch out, Chad and Tyrone, your girl gonna get took. And literally, you can't take some of these pretty boys, girlfriends and shit, bro. And Chad and Tyrone be like, oh shit, man, motherfucker took my girl, man. I'm like, yeah, because sometimes the resources, it beats looks. You feel what I'm saying? You know. That's what you got, brother. Know that you're in a fucked up position, but you got to spend years just chasing and chasing and chasing and building and building. Before you know it, bro, self-improved like a motherfucker, bro. Feel me? And you walk off into the sunset with the girl, you know? You know? That's what you gotta do, man. Hell, man, I spent years chasing this jackpot. I'm on year number 5, about to be on year number 6 next year. Next year will be year number 6. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm serious about it. A lot of guys, they don't take their competition seriously. You feel what I'm saying? I take my competition seriously. You feel me? I take that shit seriously. And that's what you gotta do. You feel me? You gotta make that shit pop, man. Get out here and do the right thing for yourself. And I gotta know that other men exist. So I gotta compete with them. Meaning that the years go by, I keep getting stronger because I'm working on my craft. I'm chasing the bag, you feel me? I keep getting stronger and stronger. That catapult is getting closer to the floor, bro. Every year that goes by, get closer and closer. Before you know it, I cut that rope and I can send that boulder all the way to Antarctica, bro, because I built up so much momentum throughout the years. You feel me? Yeah, we ain't gonna eat nothing right now. No energy drink, nothing. And then I'm working on my fitness is getting good and shit. You know, body fat percentage. can't allow yourself to get fat because your competition is on your heels. Feel me? Like, let's say I decide I want to get fat. Well, I take myself out of the game then, out of the competition. What's up with it? Joey Finglish? You know what I'm saying? I take myself out of the competition if I get fat. My competition be like, I knew he was gonna get fat. I got more women on my side now. More women for me. You see, I knew he was gonna get fat. I knew that he couldn't resist those cookies and pies. I knew he couldn't resist it. And then, but you in shape. If you in shape, man, oh, the competition, like, oh man, I gotta compete with this swole motherfucker right here. So I'm ready for my competition. I'm doing push-ups, sit-ups, squats, capoeira, and swollen. And I'm competing because I'm competing. I stay working at it, man, because I'm competing against other men. Gym maxing is competing with other men too, because you're working on your attractiveness. You feel what I'm saying? You know? So the more you gym max, the more attractive you become. You feel what I'm saying? So I know my competition is on my heels. I know we're all competing to find the right mate and shit. We're competing for mates. We're competing for cars, money, houses. We're competing, man. And what you do with your time is going to determine how your life is going to come out in the end. You know what I'm saying? So I can't chase boobs right now. I'm chasing the money. You know, unless you're going to let me, unless you're going to chase it with me, and she's going to help me chase this money with me. And I work with her, man. I'll be with her. Other than that, she just a distraction for me, man. You know, just a distraction. I like her, but she's distracting, you know. It's like Michael Jackson when he met that chick, that model chick or whatever. The way you make me feel. That chick. One of Michael Jackson's staff kicked in the door and said, I want her out. She's too distracting for Michael Jackson. He's falling off the charts. That bitch gotta go. Gotta go. She's too distracting. Because, you know, Michael Jackson got distracted hanging out with that female. You know, what's up with it? Money Hunter, what's up with it, baby? You know, just ate the bagel from the back at Starbucks not too long ago. No, I didn't. No, I'm not touching too much bread at this point. Right now, I'm competing, bro. So I turned down all the goodies and the high-calorie foods and turn it down because I'm competing. That's what your competition wants you to do, man. They want you to get distracted so they can take all the women from you. You feel what I'm saying? If I start dating boobs, I'll get distracted from chasing this bag. Because once I get the bag, I'll be dating women that's better looking than boobs. You feel what I'm saying? So no, we gotta keep our eyes on the prize here. Unless you want me to, unless we can check into a hotel and fuck like right away and shit. But I don't think she's down for that, so. But yeah, you gotta compete, man. You know what I'm saying? You have to compete on every single level. Like tonight, I'm not gonna drink anything tonight. No alcohol. Just going to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Wake up the next day, work out, chase the bag again, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to. Because you're going to stay in one spot for the rest of your life if you don't. he eats the seed, he'll never get out of that. That's a death sentence. That's a life sentence right there. He's not gonna never, nope. No, the years are gonna keep going by too. 10 years, 12 years, 13, 14, 15 years, by himself still. I said, man, you could have got out of that within 5 years, man. You could have got out of that. You know, Mr. 27 years, we already know he gonna die alone, bro. Like, damn, you could have been, bro. If you would have, bro, in 27 years, you could have fucking achieved a lot. And you let all that time go by and you talking about this in God's hands. Let me block this motherfucker right here, man. I blocked his ass, bro. Because look at the way he's talking about he's waiting on God to give him a woman and shit. I'm like, man, you gotta be smoking. It's like Jim Carrey. Smoking. You gotta be, man. You gotta be. Talking about you waiting on God to give you a girl. Nigga, it's been 27 years. God ain't coming to your rescue. Why? Because he simply doesn't exist. I told you niggas this. God does not exist. He is a myth. That Bible was only written 2,000 years ago. We've been around longer than that. Okay? We've been around for 350 years, nigga. So spare me the bullshit, man, with that Bible. Okay? The Bible is supposed to be a tool on how to live on the earth. So don't you think that, like, don't you think that fucking Bible would have been there in the beginning when we first appeared? Nah, man, fuck that. If God don't love you, then if he let you stay single, you know, for 27 years. You know. I like, man, if God allowed me to be single for 27 years, I'll be mad at that motherfucker, bro. I'll be like, nigga, you let me stay single for 27 years. Fuck you. I'm supposed to be passing on my genetics down here. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is, man. You know, just ate some cereal from the back. You know what I'm saying? What's up with the Major Generals? You know, eat everything from the back. You know, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, a lot of guys gonna spend their life alone if they don't self-improve. And I'm like, dude, what is it to self-improve? Just to stay committed to something and learn and grow. You know what I'm saying? Over time, when you're chasing your bag, you grow. You know, a lot of niggas ain't growing because they're not pursuing anything. They're not committed to their craft. So they're not gonna grow. They're gonna stay stagnant. They're gonna stay stagnant for the rest of their life. Mr. 27 years, man, he stayed the same throughout year after year after year after year. He stayed the same, never changed, never motivated. I'm like, God damn, isn't like having your dream woman enough motivation right there? Nope. Having a Stacy or a Keisha in your presence, isn't that enough motivation right there? Nope. I'm still gonna stay the same. I'm like, okay, don't complain, all right? Don't complain to me like, man, I ain't getting no woman, man. Okay, I don't want to hear it, bro. You ain't trying to get this money. I don't want to hear you crying, bro. I don't want to hear you sniffing and shit, man. I don't want to hear it. You spent like years not doing nothing about your situation. You have to think in your head like, God damn, if I don't do nothing about this, this could last until I die. I don't want to be single until I die, bro. Well, I'm getting on this bag chase then. Fuck it. You know? You know? You got short ball guy. If he doesn't make a move, if he doesn't obtain the bag, he's done for. Finished. He'll never get to have a family. He'll never get to know what that's like. He won't pass on his genetics because he don't think it's that important to pass on your genetics, man. He don't think it's important, bro. He not taking this shit seriously. You know what I mean? He not taking this shit seriously. So guess what? Alone for the rest of your life, you will be. You feel what I'm saying? You know. And all these guys are straight up incels. You know, they're going to be there in the next 10 years crying and complaining, bro. I guarantee, bro, in the next like 5 to 10 years, a short ball guy will be here, still in the same spot. He will still be crying. He'll be approaching 40 and still in the same spot he was in 20 years ago. It's gonna go like 20 years. He's gonna be like, God damn, I've been single for 20 years. They had one guy on here talking about he'd been single for 10 years. He was on here complaining. But guess what? He had a lot of fat on his face. He had a lot of fat on his face. Yeah, there was this guy. One of the channels I was going through when I was here on YouTube, I was looking around, right? And I came across the channel. And there was one guy talking about another guy being single. Well, the YouTuber was like, he was talking about the guy being single for 10 years. And he's complaining about it. The dude was up there like, I'll never start a family, bro. I've been single for 10 years. And yet, he got all that fat on his face, talking about, I'm single for 10 years, I'm complaining. Yeah, I'm complaining about this. I'm tired of this being single. For so long. I was like, okay, bro, go look in the mirror. Look at all that fat on your face, bro. That's the reason why you single. You don't take your reproduction seriously, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You know, he don't take his shit seriously. They're like, bro, go on a diet, motherfucker. This is serious, bro. You can't be out here with all that fat on your face talking about I'm competing with other men. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? He complaining, but at the same time, this motherfucker is eating donuts, sugar cookies, and cakes and pies. Talking about I'm single. Let me eat some more of this. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. This is serious. Your reproduction is at stake here, bro. You're gonna get old and alone if you don't change something, bro. If you don't chase the bag, if you don't lose weight and stay competing, you're done for. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, no. Yeah, I ain't eating no bagel this morning, man. With cream cheese, nah, I can't do that. That's too many goddamn calories, bro. That's like at least 5 to 1,000 calories. 500 to 1,000 calories. That's a lot of calories. I can't fuck with it. That swell your stomach up. It swell your cheeks up. It swell everything up. Right now we fasting. We ain't gonna eat nothing until like 2 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, cause I'm taking this shit seriously, man, you know? You know? You gotta compete with these men out here who are competing. Guy go out and get a Porsche, he's competing. If a guy, he's a pimp, he got hoes, he's competing. He competing against other pimps. You feel what I'm saying? You know, he's staying sharp, staying awake. Never sleeping on the job, bro. You heard what I'm saying? keeping your eyes peeled. You know, staying on point like icicles, like Method Man said in that Tupac song. You know, eyes stay on point like icicles. You know what I'm saying? You know, you feel what I'm saying? Joey Finglish, he know what's up. He competing. He got hoes. You know what I'm saying? So pimp out here, he competing. Then you know, I'm competing. I'm working out almost every single day, gaining muscle and taking my survival of my genes seriously. This ain't no motherfucking game, nigga. These dudes out here, man, they'll roll up and take your hoe, man. You feel what I'm saying? They'll pull up on you and take your bitch from you, man. It's a cold game out here, bro. It's a cold game. And you'll be left with no hoes if it was up to them motherfuckers, bro. You'll have no hoes. Empty hoes, bro. No money coming into the pocket, nothing. No socket to a pimp pocket, nothing. You know, socket to a pimp pocket. Is what they say, right? You know? They don't want you to have hoes. They want you to just disappear, you know, and not compete. Like, nah, fuck that, man. Be like the Karate Kid in part 1. Remember? That guy in the background, the sensei, when the Karate Kid was doing the crane kick on Johnny, you know, he was in a crane position, I mean, right? And then the hater in the background, which is the sensei, was like, finish him! And the Karate Kid stayed focused, and once the referee said fight, the Karate Kid kicked that motherfucker in the nose and said, winner! And the Karate Kid jumped up with joy and shit, you know what I'm saying? Because he knew he could do it, you know what I'm saying? And told Mr. Miyagi, we did it. We did it. Mr. Miyagi looking at him like he was proud, you know what I'm saying? That boy did it. But the hater in the background, the competition that's always talking about finish him. That's why I say you can't be that nigga that's finished, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You got the hater in the background saying finish him. You're like, no, I ain't gonna finish me, motherfucker. I'm on point. I'm chasing the bag, nigga. My genetics ain't gonna be finished, you know. You know, I'm staying on point. I'm chasing the bag. You can't stop me. I'm on my point. I'm on point. I'm fasting. I'm working out. I'm chasing the bag. You can't stop me. You feel what I'm saying? You can't say finish him. Then finish him. I've been training. I've been working out. You know what I'm saying? I'm chasing this bag. You feel me? So that's how it's gotta be, bro. Competing, what it means to compete. Meaning that you enroll in school, you're chasing the bag that way. You're going to school every day, you're building momentum over time. You know, what is competing? Going to Hollywood, becoming a Hollywood actor. You know, what is competing? Chasing jackpots, you know, numbers. And what else is competing? Becoming an athlete if you're young enough. You know, if you're in your teens and stuff, becoming an athlete. You know what I'm saying? What is competing? Chasing the doctor and lawyer gig, you know, in school. Back to what I'm saying, in school, becoming a doctor or a lawyer. Putting time and effort and shit into chasing that shit, bro. You hear what I'm saying? Learning and all that other stuff. Learning about medical, about medicine and shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? Putting effort, and in due time, eventually, you'll be one fierce competition motherfucker, bro. Nobody's gonna be able to fuck with you, bro. As long as you stay committed to your craft, as long as you stay on your square, as long as you're going after the bag, bro, can nobody touch you, bro. You feel what I'm saying? And then you'll be taking somebody else's bitch. You'll be taking a broke nigga's bitch. You'll be taking the average guy at best bitch. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who ain't ambitious, who ain't got no drive. You'll be taking all they bitches, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You know. Hey, I heard these hoes give it a head while I'm eating Captain Crunch. She crazy. He crazy. Eating Captain Crunch from the back. Anyway, I just got to the spot, man. I'm about to fly this sign. I got down here early, man, because I fucked up yesterday. So I can't get distracted. So you guys have a good day, man. I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm out.